Good morning. It's week 14 of marathon training. You'll have to forgive me for the lack of makeup. We've had a bit of a rough night. And I am knackered. I did the race yesterday. I had a bit of a fall, as I said. So I've woken up with 2 bruised knees. Fortunately, my head is fine despite me smacking that. And my right shoulder's a bit bruised. I think it'll all be fine. Nothing to worry about. It's just one of those things. But I decided to definitely take a rest day today. I was planning on powering through so I could take some rest days later in the week, but I think I'm going to have to take one today. But that's not a problem. We can work around that. I've got a few dog walks planned and lots of jobs, so it's a good day to take a rest day, and it probably will actually be a rest day for me. I'm very bad for not actually resting on my rest days and actually ending up doing 40,000 steps of work or whatever it is. I mean, when I was registrar, my rest day used to be my 12-hour shift every week. I tell you, that's not very restful. So yeah, rest days are important. Use them. And then for the rest of the week, we've got a series of tempos, intervals. Obviously the long run, which I'm dreading. It's 20 miles, but I've got to try and think positively. And yeah, we'll see how we go. The other thing I wanted a quick chat about was, when do you run a marathon? Obviously there are 2 marathon seasons every year. They are about April and about October, with a few either side of that. But I think you probably should have done a few half marathons before you train for a marathon. And I think when you've done those half marathons, it helps if you've done a training program for those half marathons, so that your body's used to the training systems, that you're confident with what works for you, because everyone works differently. Some people will train for a marathon off 3 runs a week and run a much better marathon than me training off 5 runs a week. I do hopefully around 5 runs a week. Obviously with work that doesn't always happen. Some weeks we do 6, some weeks we do 4, and then I try and do about 3 quality sessions a week. Quality sessions being structured sessions such as tempos or intervals, and the long run is always one of my quality sessions. I don't long run every week, but I will long run most weeks, and by long run I mean double figures. Sorry, I'm doing this in bits because obviously I've got to watch the dog, so apologies. I think the biggest difference between a half marathon and a marathon is you can run a half marathon by being fit, and you'll be fine. And some people can just run a marathon. There are always those people. But for most people, a marathon goes beyond that. You need to be trained for a marathon. You need the conditioning in your legs. You need some strength work in there. And I think a lot of people run a marathon too early in their running career and often don't enjoy the training or get injured, either training or on the day. And I think that's a real shame. I'm not saying I'm an expert at these things, but I would say don't rush to run a marathon, especially a road marathon. It is a lifestyle. Look at your diary. Look at what you're willing to give up. Think about what's realistic. Think about the time that will then take, because for me to do a 20-mile run, it's going to take 3.5 hours-ish. As a training runner, that you need to be fitting that in every week or 2. I've just had a deload week, so I had a bit more time. But yeah, it's worth thinking about all that. It's worth discussing it with significant others. Don't rush to run a marathon. You can be a perfectly adequate runner without running a marathon. But we're going to enjoy our rest day, and we'll pick up tomorrow. Good morning. Oscar and I are up for the 6 mile easy. He's just jumped in the river. It's a bit of a change of plan really. I planned this session for yesterday, but we've got a headache about 2 o'clock. So we're just going out now and remove the speed sessions. Very good drop. So yeah, sorry, just had to deal with dog crossings. So yeah, Wesley Woods is where Wesley Park Run comes, for those of you who know. But yeah, this is going to be about that 2-week thing. I don't cycle sync my training But got a lot of symptoms yesterday and I decided I'm still going for the 20 on Friday, but I might step back a little bit on the actual hard sessions this week, see how I get on. And to be fair, I needed a rest day muscle-wise yesterday because everything really cut off double day weekend racing. So yeah, I can enjoy the woods and have a nice morning. Good morning, it's Thursday. We've had a bit of a setback. Tuesday night I got really ill and basically I haven't been able to run for Wednesday and it's a bit touch and go. Well, I'm certainly not going to do a session today, it'll be more a gentle run if I run. I'm just testing the water with a dog walk and I feel absolutely wiped out. We've got less than a mile. So it's not looking good, but maybe if I can eat something and hold it down today, we'll get out for a gentle run. Not ideal. I'm going to be doing 20 miles tomorrow. And we're certainly going to have to move that unless things pick up considerably. But we are only... one positive is I'm at my mum's, so I'm being looked after. Oh, well, just said I'm alright today. So yeah, I mean, Oscar just going to do a little bit of a walk this morning, see if I can eat, and then we'll play the rest of the week by ear. We've got some orienteering on Sunday, which we should hopefully be able to do, and hopefully we'll get a bit more done between now and then. Normally I feel so much better today compared to yesterday, as in I'm upright, so fingers crossed. Just so that will show you what the jolly village of Brighton is like first thing in the morning. It's just the playing fields, but it's a very pretty little place. Good morning. It's Friday and I haven't run since Tuesday. I have done 6 miles in total this week. This is not good. I am going to try and run today. I have had no fevers for about 24 hours. I managed to eat something yesterday. I'm still not quite eating normally. I'm going to try eat some breakfast when I get back. And then I'm going to try and run between 8 and 10 miles ideally. We'll see how that goes. The idea being that if I can do that and then eat properly today, I could possibly go and do my 20 miler tomorrow. And then between orienteering on Sunday and maybe one other run, I'd hit my 40 miles for the week. However, let's see how I go. Let's not take anything for granted. If I do the 20, it'll probably be quite a staged 20. So, because I've got Oscar tomorrow. The idea was to do it today because I've got daycare booked today for Oscar. But we'll probably do 6 to 8 with Oscar, go and do another 6, have a pause, and then do another 6 after that. So, a bit of a stage 20 rather than all out 20. It's not good, but it is what it is, so we must work with it. But yeah, I'm going to try and get that first run today done before I count any chickens. So I've come to Heaton Park for a bit of a change of scene, and the answer is as I am not better. So it's not looking good for the long run. I'm going to try and do 6 miles very slowly, and then we'll make a plan. I think I'm getting a bit more of a fever. So, but I thought I'd tell you about Heaton Park. So Heaton Park is in North Manchester, and for a while it was the biggest municipal park in Europe, which is quite a claim. I don't know if it still is, but it has everything. It has obviously play areas, cafes, football pitches, golf courses, a mini farm, a tram. What else could you want? It's definitely worth a visit. It also has the cross-country match in a few weeks. Hello! It's Saturday and I've woken up feeling a bit rough again. I'm supposed to go to the park run, but friend decided he didn't want to go, so she's probably lucky because I don't think I'm feeling worse again. So I've got all the pains in my back, so we've come for a dog walk. I'm hoping that by just getting moving it will all pass and then I can go for a bit of a run later. But we'll see how we go. Share some of where we are. We've parked up at the Walkerfold car park on Rivington Hill and we're going to go up the hill, have a look at some of the waterfalls and rivers and see how we do. Just getting to the end of our walk. It's kind of cleared up a little bit. It was intermittently a bit misty and you can now just about see Manchester in the distance. It's quite a nice walk and I'm feeling a bit better, so hopefully we can get for a little jog later on. Just a 5k or something. Happy Sunday. Oscar and I are down in Dunham today. We're actually walking along. It's the same canal that goes past my house but somewhat further down. So we're in Dunham Village for the Manchester District Orienteering Club's Sponge. I think it's their 6th one of the year, but we haven't managed to make any of them, which is a bit of a shame. It's just been so busy. But basically it's a point score orienteering course. You sort of do it in your own, which means you kind of go as fast or as slow as you want. Obviously the faster you go the more points you get. We've got 90 minutes to get as many controls as possible. It's all done by map run, so there's no dibbers today, which is useful. It also means there's no physical controls, which also can be a little bit more confusing. Though we do get a beep if we go through a control. So yeah, it's a great excuse for me and Oscar to get out somewhere new, especially after a week of not running. It's quite a good way to get back into it because I just go at my pace. Oscar gets some exercise. Hopefully we don't embarrass ourselves and we have a nice morning. We're about halfway. We've got our map all screwed up already. About 50 minutes to go and we decided to be ambitious. Oscar and I just got back from the Sponge orienteering event. Yep, that's our map, all screwed up. When we finished we were first, but I knew we were never going to hold on to that. We ended up about 10th. I don't worry about which position we finished. We just had a really nice time. We actually ran about 8.5 miles. We got 400 points, which was 20 controls. And it was a lovely course. It was nice and runnable and nice and flat. And after a week where obviously I've really struggled with the fluey bug, whatever thing I had, that then knocked my confidence. It's just good to get out and actually have a decent run today. Hoping the dog will sleep for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to have some soup. But yeah, we actually saw some friendly faces down there today, both at the event and also just in the area. Really would recommend the Sponge events or any of the MDoc events. They're really, really friendly. You can run with the dog at a lot of them. I don't know if that's official, if they've just never stopped me. But yeah, we've had a really good morning and a good finish to the end of what was otherwise a bit of a rubbish week. But onwards and outwards.